Welcome back to the Blue Door Pub Thunderdome for another Boo with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 Best Daily Podcast, a show about everything and absolutely nothing at all. Coming right at you as 5 days a week, morning style radio, right in your podcast pen every single morning when you wake up. Due to scheduling issues, and I'm on the road, and one of our guests fell through. No show today, but I'm bringing back one of our favorite conversations with Ivory Hecker of Care 11 News, and her AM Newsers, like early morning radio people, always intrigue me because of their schedule. Like her going to bed at 2, waking up at 8 p.m., going to the gym, and I was like, oh, yeah, now we got a full day ahead of me. Great. I mean, this is going to be good fun. That always intrigues me, and I loved our chat. And she's I think she was in California right now, so I don't know if it's a vacation. She did meet with her agent, so maybe she's going full Hollywood. So enjoy Ivory while you got her here in the market, but who really knows? But also something you should know: Soda Stick Co. If you use promo code PurpleFTW on anything hockey inspired gear, you get that hockey stick bottle opener that I use on Andy Drinks Beer videos. It's awesome because there's a little magnet on it, so right when you pop off the top, it doesn't fly all over the place. It sticks right there. Yeah, it's a great little innovation. It's always a small thing. It's the details that really stick out. Soda Stick Co. gets that right. Again, Purple FTW for free U.S. shipping on anything. Hockey gear, football gear, the Minnesota Moon, the brand new Touch 'em All caps. They got 4 styles coming out. Pre-order that. Hit it up, sodastickco.com, promo code PurpleFTW. All right, enjoy the replay of Ivory Hecker, Care 11 News. And coming back into the Blue Door Pub Studios, and right here on University on Como. Nailed it, Marissa. I'm sitting here with Ivory Hecker of Care 11 News fame, also of Twitter.com fame.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
You are, this is definitely a generational thing, as older newscasters are like they're trying to figure out how to do all the social media stuff, but you're of the generation of the ilk that is like, this is what you grew up with. Like, this is how you market yourself.
Second nature, yeah.
And do you think it's important for news people? Do you think it'd be possible for a news reporter or an anchor to not be on social media at all, just strictly do TV and not be reporting on like Twitter?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how it used to be, but I think that you'll draw the viewers in a lot more and engage with them and seem more personable if you are also on social media.
All right, so we're just diving into this straight up, but what are the downfalls of social media and being a public persona and then also being very public in social media?
The downfalls are sometimes you have a mini panic attack when you post something because you're like, oh my gosh, am I going to get in trouble for this? Is this PC enough?
Now, trouble from the bosses or from the social media mafia?
Either or, because if the social media mafia comes at you, it may only be a matter of time before your boss catches wind of it and it's like, okay, that's too much. But I had a boss once, back in the day, who would kind of troll my social media and tell me to delete things. And it was
would he do the kid thing of like delete your account? Just tweet that?
No, because he wanted me to be on social media. That's what you're supposed to do as a news person. Yep. But he was just really worried about me giving the right impression.
Yep.
So.
See, that's the great thing about being independent with this show, Bull, and also Purple for the Win. Well, nominally independent. I'm tied in with 1500 ESPN now, but I can say whatever the hell I want. It's so wonderful. It's so freeing.
I'm so jealous. Yeah.
And it's funny because I got some friends in the news, and when they're on the show and they're just sitting here, we're just BSing, and like you can tell that they want to weigh in on things, especially like hot topics on social media, and of course with the election, and people are dialed in more to politics than ever before, but they can't because they have a job that requires them to be impartial, or they work in sports, or they're a weather person. That's not really a political arena, and they have a mortgage. So they're like, I'm just not going to say anything.
Exactly. Yeah, well, we are told definitely don't express your political views.
What if you're a political reporter? like Pat Kessler.
Then you're definitely not supposed to.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you're supposed to remain impartial so that both sides will trust that you're seeking the truth, not your own agenda. Once you reveal your own agenda, people assume you're out for that agenda and not for the truth.
And then you get hired by CNN.
Exactly.
I hope you like Atlanta. It's a fun town.
Yeah, somehow, you've got to be very impartial until you get to network. Then you can say whatever your opinion is, apparently.
People's opinion of the media, and of course you got the president coming out and calling CNN fake news and all those positions. Like, what's your take? Do you think that's unfair painting of the news, or do you think there's a grain of truth in that? What?
When he calls it fake news?
No, just in general, the average American's trust of the media.
Oh, I think American trust of media is plummeting, you know. It's a shame. Yeah, everyone is kind of... A lot of media members are kind of dropping their impartiality and saying what they really think. And maybe, you know, some of them aren't always seeking the truth, some in the media. Some of them may possibly be doing propaganda journalism. And at least that's what a lot of viewers and news consumers are starting to think. And they're getting sick of it, and all kinds of different little factions of news outlets are popping up. I mean, with how much the internet has evolved, it's kind of blazed a trail for any kind of outlet that anyone would want to go to if they got sick of the ones that they've always gone to. So that's, I think, happened a lot as a lot of journalists have become more opinionated.
Well, I think it all starts at the top. Like, obviously, people didn't get into journalism to have, like, a political bent one way or the other, or at least most didn't, right? They wanted to be Walter Cronkite on the evening news and just informing people impartially, just the facts. But then it's human nature to lean one way or the other, and then you have a boss that doesn't yell at you if you lean one way or the other, whether it be on the news or social media, and then you're like, oh, this is normal now. I guess game on. And then it just gradually slides into partisan news, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and then, but sometimes there's a big market for that.
Yeah, because then you get a job at Fox News or MSNBC or CNN.
Oh, yeah, like... Once, like, Bill O'Reilly came on the scene, he was huge. People were looking to see that opinion, and so then MSNBC kind of became the other side of it, and then people want to hear what someone who agrees with their opinion. So there's a market for that, and some bosses, you know, want someone who's an opinion journalist. Yeah,
and that's the whole thing, because 24-hour news cycle, everything's turned into ratings. So if you're not getting the ratings, even if you're putting out a good show and it's impartial, and you're just not going to get the views, you're not going to get advertisers, you're going to go off the air. So I feel like it's almost turned to pro wrestling a little bit, where you have to have it's like sports with First Take. It's like you have to have all these hot takes, you have to have these vendettas, these crazy political views one way or the other to get ratings, because when people are watching TV, they don't want... I just want the facts, and I want to make an impartial decision based on said facts. No, that's not there anymore. It should be in an ideal world, but it's not. People just want confirmation bias, and they want to go to bed or watch SportsCenter, then be done with it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because you think like a cable news outlet that had just the facts and everything like straight down the line, they would get their ass kicked in ratings. It would be so bad. It would be a bloodbath.
Yeah, probably, you know. That's how it's gone these days.
All right, so let's back it up a little bit. Let's make this more about you instead of me. What's your story? Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Well, I grew up in Hayward, Wisconsin, and went to Syracuse, New York for college.
Oh,
I'm
fun.
an Orange woman.
Yeah.
And then started my journalism career at the Fox affiliate in Columbia, South Carolina. Stayed there for a year and went over to Lexington, Kentucky, where I was with the NBC affiliate, and then stayed stayed there for 2 years in Kentucky, and now I'm here.
So you did the tour. You made like a big old U shape. Now, Syracuse, who are some famous journalism alums there? Bob Costas, he went there, right?
Yeah, Bob Costas, Mike Tirico.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Koppel, I believe, and Megyn Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of offhand.
Gotcha. I feel like it's Syracuse or Northwestern are like the two big journalism schools.
Yeah, and UW-Madison's actually a great journalism school as well, but I didn't want to stay in Wisconsin, so I took off to Newark. But yeah, there's a few of them. Mizzou is actually a really, really good journalism school.
Except when you try to do journalism, a professor yells at you to stop filming a protest, and they kick you. Get some muscle over here.
Yeah, that was insane. That was crazy.
All right, so you mentioned off air that you've been covering a lot of protests lately. Is this the new normal?
I think for quite a while it will be.
Yeah.
With the Trump presidency, I think the opposition to Trump, this is what they are going for. To show how they feel. So, yeah. I previewed a protest at the U of M today. And organizers were planning to start their rally by hitting a Trump piñata.
Oh.
So, all kinds of different ideas they're coming up with.
That's got some sneaky double entendre-ness since he wants to build the wall and Day Without Immigrants, that whole thing. I don't know if they thought that one through. But that's like a double slam. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, we have a lot of civil unrest, but like you said, I think it is just a recency thing. Like, 6 months from now, will there be a protest every day, every week? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm wondering, will people burn out of it? Or what'll, how will the opposition evolve?
Because I kind of like this period of time, even though there's a protest every other day and things are more heated than ever, especially on like your Facebook. You see your great uncle just going after your liberal like little cousin, like, and then at Thanksgiving he's like, "Oh, Uncle Joe, why'd you unfriend me? Shut up, you little liberal, get out of here." But I think people are paying more attention to politics more than ever. And when I was growing up, and even in my 20s, yes, I'm old as hell. I know you can't really tell because Asians don't really show their true age. But it was a lot of apathy when it came to politics. It was a lot of, what's the opposite of progress? Congress. And now, like, people are hanging on every day, watching news. Like, I've never watched a White House press secretary press conference before, and I feel like I've watched 4 of them, like start to finish. Like.
It's a big story every day.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, my gosh. That's like my ex-boyfriend. Shout out to my ex. He's obsessed with watching Sean Spicer.
Is that why you broke up?
No, we were already broken up.
Oh, it's kind of sad. All right, so was that in Kentucky or South Carolina?
We actually met in South Carolina.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, way back, but we keep in touch. Yeah.
Oh, so it's one of those.
Yeah. We're friends. It's one of those where you start out as friends, so when you break up, you're still friends. Yeah,
because that's how it always works.
Yeah. For cool people like me.
You start in the friend zone, then you have a relationship, and then you're back with the friend zone. Yeah, tale as old as time. So you worked at 2 stations in the South, but you didn't pick up much of an accent.
Yeah, a few people said that I did have a mild Southern accent when I first moved up here, but
we determined before the show you're not good at accents because you tried a British one.
Yeah, okay. It might have been slightly Australian.
No, you sounded like Forrest Gump.
Okay.
My mama.
Wait, he has a Southern accent? So I inadvertently did a Southern accent.
Trying to do a British one. But
okay.
Mama, hail to the Queen. Or maybe not. But when you're at Syracuse, did they do like actual training? Because I feel like I've been told from a bunch of news people that you're supposed to have a neutral Midwestern accent no matter where you are in the country.
You kind of do have to really get ahead in life. Like, you can get into a small TV market where you're paid $18,000 with a heavy accent. But if you want to go far, that's kind of the unspoken rule is you've got to be understandable to any listener.
Yep.
So
Well, except $18,000 a year in Tallahassee, you can live like a king. You'd be like the second highest paid person next to Jimbo Fisher, the football coach.
Oh, so cost of living's good there.
I don't know, probably not. But yeah, if I was Southern and I was in a Southern market and I knew I didn't want to leave, like my family lived there, I would go full on like twang.
Twang. Yeah, when I was in South Carolina, my assignment editor was very defensive about the Southern accent. He had a strong one, and he was telling me that he was actually telling me I should probably develop a Southern accent so that viewers would like me more.
Well, Ivory, let me tell you about my granddaddy's stories of the War of Northern Aggression.
Sounds like Charleston.
Charleston's a very fancy city.
It is. Have you been? Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I love it.
I feel like that is not only the birthplace of secession, but also the birthplace of like the Southern gentlemanness, the chivalry, the Southern belle.
I miss the chivalry, being called yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Doors being open for me. That's so South Carolina.
Now, doors being open like professionally or at a car?
At a car, or a business. Yeah.
Well, ironically enough, I was gonna when I was booking for the show, I was gonna email you back like yes'm just to troll you since you're probably significantly younger than me. Except then I was like, maybe not. Maybe she wouldn't get it.
Well, I think you did. Didn't you email me yes'm?
I have
you
no
may
idea.
have.
Funny story about the email. So we know each other from Twitter and Instagram and yada yada. But I didn't want to. Like most of my bookings, I just DM the person because I know it's like, hey, you want to come on the show? Sure, all right. But I didn't want to do it with you because I feel like you get enough DMs. I'm sure you do. And so I wanted to come up as like slightly professional since this is our first time meeting. Next time you're on the show, I'll just straight up DM like you up. But I don't know, like as a good-looking, objectively good-looking female in the public eye and active on social media. Like, how many DMs do you get a day conservatively?
Not too many. I mean, on Twitter, you have to follow the other person to get one, and I don't follow creepers back. So.
Ooh, what about Instagram then?
I get a couple from Instagram followers, but
shoot your shot Friday.
I hope that I kind of give off a good vibe that's not inviting to creepers, not to. I mean, I want to be like a warm, welcoming person, but, I think creepers, hopefully, no, they can't, like, mess with me.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't envy good-looking females in the news because there's a fine line between having that warm and open personality. You want to be liked in the market, but also, I feel like you're going to get effed with a lot. Like, there's a lot of creepers out there. You know?
Yeah, online there's some interesting people.
Super scary. Like, the fake dating app.
Bumble.
Profile.
Oh my gosh. Friday I had an incident where a Facebook friend messaged me and he was like, "Hey, so I saw you on Bumble and just wanted to say what's up, happy birthday, and you should come to the shop sometime." And I was like, "Whoa, rewind. You saw me on Bumble?" Because I don't do online dating at all. So I was like, can you please screenshot that profile and send it to me? Because this is an imposter. And he was like, yeah, well, if I get matched with the person again, I will. So apparently it's really complicated. I didn't know how it works.
All right. So as someone who hasn't dated in like 10 years, explain to me what Bumble is like I'm a 5-year-old.
Well, I'm just learning myself because I don't do that, but
I know like the mechanics of Tinder. Is it like Tinder?
It sounds like it is like Tinder. Apparently, I didn't know this until Friday, but I think it's location-based. So you have to be in a close proximity to this person to be matched with them. And then with Bumble, this thing that's supposed to be cool about them is only girls can make the first move.
Oh,
they're the ones
who
reach out to the guy. Yeah. So that's why this guy had to hit me up on Facebook because he couldn't reach out on Bumble.
All right, so chances are that wasn't the first day that this person has been doing that. But like, what's the end game?
I don't know, man. Like, sorry, I'm not Ivory.
It's kind of creepy. Maybe, it'd be so creepy if this is a dude just trying to catfish people.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's the end game? It's like, hey, meet me at Liquor Lyle's. Okay. Oh, you're a 400-pound guy named Mike. You're not Ivory Hecker. This is awkward.
It's a scary world, you know. Someone could be out there luring people. You never know who's behind that online dating profile. And honestly, I have so many friends who have told me horror stories about their online dating experience. That's part of why I've never had an interest in doing it.
Well, it's I'm kind of lucky that I've been out of the dating pool for a decade. But it's funny, like some of my married friends are like, oh, man, sometimes just like to be single, be out there. I'm like, I have enough single friends where I get relayed stories about like Tinder dates, and it never works out because there's so many. Like, there's no one that's the complete package anymore. Like, you're the rarity. You're a unicorn.
Aww.
Except if you meet a guy who's successful and he's good looking, he's got like a weird mommy fetish. Like his mom breastfed him until he's 16. Like, there's something completely wrong with him. Or if a guy's moderately good looking, he's got a good personality, he's got a good job, he's got like IBS. Like, he's got to wear a colostomy bag all over. It's like, we could work this out, but I don't know. It just feels like there's always something a little off.
Yeah. It's sometimes it seems like there's slim pickings out there.
Well, like, not to pry too personally, since this is your first time on the show, this is more of a third show question, but like, what's your recent dating experiences been like in the Twin Cities?
I haven't dated too much in the Twin Cities, but it's been good. Well, it's, okay, when I moved here, people are like, oh, my gosh, you got to move to the Twin Cities because the ratio of men to women is so much bigger. There's so much more men and eligible bachelors, so you're going to find the perfect match. And I was like, oh, well, since I'm kind of from that area, that sounds great. I can meet a nice, like, outdoorsman. But
well, it's a numbers game. There's 25 twins. There's 53 Vikings and 10 in the practice squad. There's only 15 Wolves, except some of those guys can be too tall anyways.
I love tall people. So, but no, it's I've dated. I dated someone last fall, but I'm currently single.
Oh.
So.
Well, hear that? Hit her up on the Bumble.
No, don't go to any online dating sites. Because I don't do it. So if you see my name there, it's an imposter.
Now, you mentioned that you had just gotten up from a nap. You're a morning newser, and your day starts ridiculously early. Walk me through an average day for Ivory Hecker.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Everyone go watch KARE 11 Sunrise. So I wake up in an ideal day.
What channel is KARE 11 on?
Well, it's 11.
Okay.
Yeah. But NBC, because sometimes the channel's different. But I wake up, and on an ideal day, I would wake up at 10 p.m. and then hit the gym.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. 10 p.m. my morning starts by hitting the gym.
Yep.
Then I make myself breakfast, and then, breakfast is between like midnight and 1 a.m.
Yep.
Then I get ready for work, and then I'm into work before 3 a.m.
Because, doing live TV that early in the morning is definitely not like morning radio. Like, you're on at 4:30?
Yeah, our show starts at 4:30.
Right, show starts at 4:30. It's not like morning radio when you get up at 4:15, roll into the studio at 4:25. No, you got to be up. You got to be working on your stories. You got to be, like, awake.
Yeah, and you never know if a big story's going to break, and they're like, you need to be on the air now. So you have to look the part. You got to have your full makeup done, your hair looking right. Ready for TV, pretty much. I mean, I don't always have my full makeup done when I get into work because it,
You just have like one eye done?
No, I do like my eye makeup, but I wait to do foundation until I'm right before air. That way it's fresh.
It's so crazy because we've had TV people on where they just came off of camera, and like even the guys, they look like mortuaries or like
so much makeup.
Yeah, it's like, Chris, are you dead? What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's a lot of makeup. It's not too good for your skin to wear all that makeup.
Except, don't you get a makeup budget, like a per diem?
I actually don't here.
What?
I used to. I used to have a makeup budget back in South Carolina and Kentucky. And I was actually...
You hear that, Care 11? She's negotiating through the media. It's a very common sports tactic.
So in Kentucky, I had this big old makeup budget that I wasn't using, and I was like, oh man, I'm about to leave. I better use this thing. So I went out and bought like Chanel, Marc Jacobs, all the most expensive makeups, and just took off out of there. And my coworkers like, did they reimburse you for that? Because I just did the same thing and they didn't reimburse me. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think they did. I didn't really check. Because you buy it and then you give them your receipt and they direct deposit it in your account. And I was so busy moving out that I didn't double check, and I don't think I ever got my money back for that. So
well, that's all right. Well, how much are we talking about? Like, I have no idea how much makeup costs.
Well,
what's a high end? What's an example of a high end product, and how much does that cost?
I think like the Marc Jacobs lipstick was like $30.
That doesn't seem so bad.
So yeah, well, compared to like the convenience store where it's like $7.
Yeah.
So that adds up when you're spending $30 per item. Yeah. But
now, how long does it take for you to put makeup on in the morning?
Makeup doesn't take too long. I would say no more than 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a stupid thing from The Simpsons. The Simpsons might be before your time. I'm just going to keep...
When I was a kid, my brother loved that, and I hated The Simpsons.
I'm just going to keep making age jokes at you. But
I was just told I'm granny status now because I just had my birthday.
Oh, what number, if you don't mind?
28.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh, my gosh. We're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't feel so bad now.
There you go.
Yeah. I thought you would be like 24.
Oh, thank you. And now I take that as a compliment because I'm getting old.
Well, we could just delete this whole section and then we could restart it and be like, what birthday was that? 22. Amazing.
No, in my business, you want to be old because you're more credible.
Oh, that's true. And then you wear the lady suit jackets that has like the tweed pattern
to make yourself look older. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's like that thing looks really uncomfortable. That looks like it's like probably made out of wool, and sometimes they have like the leather patches on the elbow.
Oh yeah, I have a brown one like that. Yeah. It's lined with like this nice silk, so it's comfy, but it is really tight, so it's not that comfy actually. I can barely move my arms.
All right, so here's a tangent, but whatever. So some people complain that today is like the worst time ever, or FML, or they have first world problems, but we have iPhones, we have planes, we have cotton poly blend. Like I wear V-neck T-shirts all the time, like half cotton, half poly. They're amazing, but if you go back 150 years, like Civil War time, like in summer in Virginia, they were wearing like wool suits out there. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like full on wool. I'm surprised more people. I don't have facts to back this up, but that's not important nowadays. I'm pretty sure more Civil War soldiers died from sweating their ass off than getting shot.
Man, yeah, I don't know how I do not know how they did it,
Yeah.
But even as a reporter in the South, the male reporters sometimes, they want to look good and have their three-piece suit on TV out in sweltering weather. I don't know how they do it.
Or like going back to the Southern gentleman wearing the whole three-piece suit and the hat.
Yeah, what do they call that? It's like a special material they use
Seersucker?
in South Carolina. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and the boat shoes and the perfectly parted hair.
Still, that's got to be hot as hell. Whereas
I think it's a lighter material. I've never worn seersucker, though.
But, not to stereotype Southern people, but it's understandable they're adapting to the heat where it's shorts / maybe underwear and like one of those wife-beater tees. That's it. That's the way to dress.
Yeah.
As opposed to a three-piece suit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where were we? I have no... Oh, we're talking about... All right, so...
Oh, yes. I only got to getting into work. Yeah. Yeah, so basically I'm in work, before 3 a.m. and then researching, writing, editing video, doing all that good stuff to prepare my report.
Now, do you have a producer, or are you kind of self-sufficient?
Yeah, the producer will assign me my story around midnight or so, and then they may send me some links or something to help me get my research done. But once I'm assigned the story, it's pretty much up to me to get the full coverage ready for it.
Now, is that always one direction, or do they take your story suggestions? Like if you have an idea for a story, you run up the flagpole, get greenlit, or is it mainly just one way?
Yeah, I can definitely pitch stories. That's encouraged. But
what's the last one you pitched?
What is last one? Can't remember offhand.
What's your favorite story that you've done here?
So many. I don't know if I could choose, but I kind of like covering hard news stories the best. Issues that really matter.
How dare no, here's the headline. Ivory slanders sports media.
Ivory slanders sports media. Oh my gosh, I've covered more sports than ever before here. I'm like out there on Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Bridgewater injury. I'm like, what am I doing? I've never covered sports before.
Yeah, all of our well, you grew up in the area-ish, and like you know that Minnesota sports is always very dramatic. Like I'm surprised there hasn't been like some sort of sword sex scandal pop out.
Like a sad movie or a scandalous movie.
It would be fine if we won something like ever, but we don't. Although we are like a badass in WNBA, but that's okay.
WNBA, that's right. Go Lynx.
Sorry I interrupted you again.
Yeah.
All right, so hard news.
Oh, yeah. Like I love some good like weather coverage, like the flooding in Waseca, where I'm standing in a flooded schoolyard, or talking about how it's impacting the people, what they're doing to try to save their town. But, some of the big events, like covering Prince's death was that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's just you feel like your job is worthwhile if you're covering something that people actually care about, you know. So Philando Castile's death was something else to cover.
Ooh, yeah, that happened just down the street here.
Oh, was it? Gosh, yeah.
There we're on Como. Go that way on Larpenteur a little bit.
Now those protests were something else. It actually got pretty scary because, when we're preparing for a show, it's 3-4 a.m. I go out to the protest scene at 3 a.m. There's not a soul there, but me, my photographer, and the protesters, and they came at me. It was like all white college age kids, and we didn't even say a thing. We're just like, hey, we just want to know what you guys are doing here. And before we could barely say a thing, they started screaming in our face. They actually made a death threat to my photographer, so that was a really memorable experience after Philando Castile died.
Have you ever, beyond that incident, have you ever actually felt like threatened, like maybe not like with your life, but physically, or maybe the situation got out of hand? Oh my gosh, yeah. Kentucky is like the Wild West. I had this woman. I tried to. What was this case about? What? I'm sorry. Were you in Kentucky at the same time as the Kim Davis thing was going on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. I was the first reporter the first TV reporter to interview her. I think a radio reporter might have gotten in there first, but then she blew up nationally after that. But you started it. You can take credit for that. Yeah. I made Kim Davis go viral. Sorry, everybody. I made her go viral, yeah. She didn't want to go on TV, but she let me do an audio recorded interview, and we put that up on our 6 o'clock news. And she was very defensive, but I just let her speak her side of the story. Yep. And Kim Davis, what was it, Rowan County? She was a county clerk in Kentucky who did not want to give out marriage licenses to gay couples after it was legalized. Yeah, after the Supreme Court ruling. Yeah. And that was a crazy story. Yeah, so I just asked her how she came to that conclusion that she should go against the Supreme Court, and she said through prayer and fasting.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's where the great freedom of religion that we have in this country collides with governmental institutions, but separation of church and state, she shouldn't have been doing that. But in her mind, she was right, even though by letter of the law, she was not. That's why she was put in jail. Whatever happened to her? Because she was an elected official, so they can't, fire her, but they can impeach her or have a recall of her. What happened?
Gosh.
Or she just faded away and no one cared anymore?
I think I moved away as that was still happening, so I was getting acclimated to Minnesota, and I don't know if I recall what ever came of her.
That's a good-looking question. I shall look that up. What's your favorite story from South Carolina?
Oh, geez. Favorite story from South Carolina.
Well, were you down there during the Confederate flag state capitol?
The whole controversy over it popped up after I left, but I do remember driving past it because our TV station was right next to the Capitol, and I would drive past and I was like, why on earth is there a Confederate flag in the lawn of the Capitol building?
Yeah.
As a Northerner, that just didn't make sense to me.
Well, it's you're starting to see this now with the quote-unquote whitewashing of history. The Calhoun College at Yale being changed. They're trying to change the name of Lake Calhoun back to the Native American name. And I actually talk about this tomorrow on the show. But there's a fine line between just trying to cover up history and trying to be like, nothing to see here, and this never happened, or understanding that this happened, trying to learn the lessons from it so it never happens again.
In reference to the history of the Confederate flag?
Yeah, because that is a part of their history, but it's also a very terrible, not proud part.
I've talked to Southern people about it, and they just, a lot of them see it as a symbol of where they're from, and there's proud Southern people. But I don't know, as a Northern person and kind of a student of history, I just personally think of slavery when I see it.
Yeah, because it's understandable from their side.
The South fought for slavery.
Yeah, that's part of their... No, the South fought for states' rights. No, I'm just kidding. It is a part of their history, and there's people who take pride in that, where, on the other hand, you have Germany, like no Germans take pride in whatever happened from pretty much 1817 to 1845. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, exactly. 1945. Yeah. But we just got some deliciousness delivered here at Blue Door. What'd you get?
I got some fried pickles, my favorite bar food. Cheat meal today, once again.
And I got me the breakfast blues right here at the Blue Door Pub. And also, tell you about February Wingery all month long. A couple of days left in February. Get $7.50 for a pound and a half of their traditional bone-in or boneless wings, all 12 sauces. Get it at all three locations, Longfellow, St. Paul, and University on Como. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. More Ivory Hecker right here at the Blue Door. Boom. Going back into the Blue Door Pub studio. Still sitting here with Ivory Hecker of Care 11 News.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Yeah, you just kind of bopped in creep. How are the fried pickles?
They're top-notch. It's a guilty pleasure, I guess.
Is that your go-to bar, like snack food?
It's one of them, yeah. That and cheese curds or jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
They had all of those here, so it was a tough choice.
Now, you're a bit of a gourmand. Is that fair?
Gourmand?
A gourmet, a foodie, a cook.
Oh, kind of.
Person who prepares food.
Kind of, yeah. But I wouldn't go to that far. Maybe I look that way online sometimes, but I don't always have time to cook with my crazy schedule.
Yeah. But you're definitely into fitness. You're a little bit into meal prep. And from my limited experience of trying to be healthy as opposed to just a glutton and enjoy everything of life, and that it can get a little monotonous, especially when you're eating healthy, but there's room for creativity to make sure you don't blow your brains out.
Absolutely, and I definitely become a foodie whenever I am really working on my fitness and watching what I eat. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to figure out what I can make that's going to be delicious and also going to be healthy. So then I really get into cooking at that point.
What's your go-to dish? Like, what's your favorite thing to make?
Right now, my go-to healthy dish is a salmon, just fresh salmon. Just put it on a skillet, and it cooks up so quick in like 5-10 minutes. I flip it one time, and it's still a little pink in the middle, and it tastes amazing. And then I put in a ton of spinach in the same skillet with a little bit coconut oil, Bragg's aminos, nutritional yeast, which is a superfood. It's good. Yeah, they call it a cheese substitute, but it has its own flavor. It's delicious. Yeah, it doesn't really substitute cheese, but it tastes amazing.
They feed detainees at Gitmo nutritional yeast.
Well, good for them because it's really healthy. It's really, really good for you. It's actually high in protein and nutrients. And, I just love it. It tastes delicious. I got on this kick like 2 weeks ago. I've just been making it like several times a week.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm a bit of a guinea pig. I'm very curious about cooking and eating. I was a chef for a couple years out of college, and I'm definitely very interested in types of cuisines and I don't want to say dieting fads, but different ways of eating, and went vegan for a week just to see how that was and care for it. And also nutritional yeast was a big part of that.
That's a big vegan food. I forgot about that.
Because we made mac and cheese with the nutritional yeast. It's like, oh, this is a cheese substitute. No. That was the last day, by the way.
Really?
That
Man.
was it. It tasted like I can't even explain it. Like, obviously, I don't want to trash it too much because you enjoy it.
Okay, my mom raised me putting nutritional yeast on the popcorn for movie night. You've got to try popcorn with nutritional yeast. It's incredible. Of course, you add salt and butter as well.
Yeah. Well, so in addition to salt and butter, not in lieu of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. I thought that was some sort of like hippie.
The nutritional yeast,
like substitute.
My parents are hippies. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. That's why she's into.
See, I thought it was just gonna be nutritional yeast, and that was gonna be like, you know, what's really good on popcorn? Some grass-fed organic butter and some Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, all of those.
Yeah.
All of those. Yeah.
Now, you're obviously in good shape, and you're a bit of a fitness. I don't want to say fanatic. Fitness enthusiast?
Well, that's what I call myself on Instagram, fitness fanatic.
Okay, well, you can use the word then. All right, so fitness fanatic. But you've always been like that?
From a pretty early age.
Did you play a lot of sports growing up?
I ran track. I did varsity track and varsity cross country, actually, in high school. My big high school regret is that I never did a sport with a ball. I feel like I really would have enjoyed playing sports with a ball, although I played kickball, and I was a bad loser. I got really upset if I lost. But so maybe that was a good thing. I didn't play too many of those. But yeah, ever since the '96 Olympics, been really into.
I
was 7 years old. I watched it with my dad, and then we hit the track after watching Michael Johnson win his gold medal in his golden shoes. And I've just been into it, kind of ever since. You know. So.
I thought you were going to go with the '96 gymnastics team.
Oh, yeah.
Which I still have a fondness for, Dominic Moceanu.
Oh, man, those were memorable moments, too.
I think she might have been my first crush. It's like her, Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap, before things really went off the rails. And, again, I'll reiterate, it's not creepy because I was that age.
That's
so
true.
It's perfectly fine.
Yes.
But, I don't know where I'm going for that. But you were definitely on the Instagram, you definitely go at it as far as fitness. Like, it's not CrossFit-esque, but it's definitely like going hardcore, bro.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to incorporate some plyometric type moves, which can be associated with CrossFit. And the Alpha class that I've done a few times at Lifetime Fitness, it's very similar to CrossFit, I'm told. I tried CrossFit for the first time in December when I was in New York City visiting. And other than that, I'm not that familiar with CrossFit.
How'd that go?
It went fine, but it was so funny. It was kind of like a cult going into the CrossFit gym. They're like, wait, no, are you a CrossFitter? And I was like, I do CrossFit type workouts every day. They're like, well, CrossFit type isn't the same, so you're going to have to sign all these forms, and then we're going to have someone watch you every step of the way, and we don't have someone like that. So basically you can't work out with us. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be okay. And I kind of forced my way into the gym, and it was fine. I mean, they were throwing the bar over their heads and stuff that I don't usually do. But it was fine.
I always like the CrossFit workouts. Do 8,000 clean and presses with the bar. Okay. And that's the workout for the day. That's the WOD. Cool. Or run a 5K. That's the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy the simplicity, and I'm sure the workouts have like great benefits, obviously, but the cult thing is a little off-putting.
Everyone gets so into it, and I mean, that's cool. That's so great. I want to do a story on a CrossFitter, maybe.
Oh, but you've been doing some really cool stories about people finding fitness.
Yes, my new series, Finding Fit. It's been really fun because fitness is a passion of mine, and I really rededicated myself to it about 2 years ago and saw how, fitness kind of impacts your life in so many ways and improves your happiness and your confidence and your overall health. And so I just wanted to show other people doing that. And everyone's like, well, how do I get fit? I've tried different things and nothing works. But there's always something that works for each individual, and they just have to find that. And so I'm showing people who found that.
Like, what are some activities that the people that you've interviewed have gotten into? Like, what really clicked with them?
The one that's going to air on Wednesday is she found fitness as a ninja. Named American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say like actual ninja. Then you piqued my interest.
But that's what she calls herself, a ninja. It's basically, it's called Obstacle Academy is where she works out in Edina. But it's like the American Ninja Warrior show. And this is a stay-at-home mom who never used to work out at all. And her friend kind of begged her to try it out. She loved it so much. She's just been dedicated, going 3 days a week ever since. And so I think that's really neat that someone who was not at all interested in fitness found fitness the way she did in such a unique way. And she said it's kind of transformed her life. She feels confident. She feels tough. She feels proud of herself. And she's also healthier and stronger. She's
going to get divorced. She's going to upgrade in the man department.
No.
That's how that always works.
Her husband is into fitness, too, actually. It's kind of neat because he tried that, and that wasn't for him. See, everyone has to find their own fitness. For him, just straight up weightlifting is what works for him.
Yeah. So I may not look like it, but I work out occasionally, and I found that it does help with the a little bit centering, helping with the state of mind, helping with confidence. So I go to Lifetime 5 days a week at 2 o'clock every single day. And it helps me because it makes me really work really hard and get all my shit done before 2 o'clock. Because this appointment's coming up, and I better have all my stuff done. And then just throw on the headphones, and I'm a weights guy, and also been doing a little bit of cardio. And it's almost like therapy. It's almost like if I'm having a shitty day, all right, we're just gonna go lift some weights. We're gonna throw heavy things around. We're gonna sweat it out a little bit, and then everything's fine in the world after.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely like a therapy session, and music is so key for me.
Like, all right, what's in the headphones currently? What's going on?
Some strong hip hop and EDM. Yeah, my friends. Well, yeah, my friends are like, "What the heck? You listen to this? You want to see what I listen to?"
Oh, sure.
Yeah, my friends are like, what the heck are you listening to?
Also, I like your phone case.
Yes.
Did you shoot on the way over here? Yeah.
I think it might actually be a real rabbit. I don't know, though. I didn't read. When I ordered it online, I didn't read what it was made of. I just thought
for phone cases are murder.
My friend Elena calls it Jeremy. She gave it a name. Jeremy. Free phone case.
It kind of looks like a merkin, but don't Google what that means.
Okay. I won't. But 2 Chainz really gets me through my workouts.
I feel like 2 Chainz has really pigeonholed himself into a code of dress. Like, I never see him wearing a necklace.
Oh, you don't? I don't really look at the artists that I listen to.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't actually wear the 2 chains?
It's usually just one big one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at his album cover now, and it's a close-up of 2 chains.
Well, yeah, that's because he's on brand. But if you're just going out to Applebee's, 2 chains wearing 1 chain.
Yeah.
Maximum.
So big amount by 2 chains, major key for my workouts. Down in the DM, Yo Gotti with Nicki Minaj. Is that bad?
No,
see, don't listen to these lyrics, my TV viewers. Don't listen.
Yeah, well, see, that's the. It's not even a conflicting thing, but it's kind of ironic of how we've moved into this PC world of words matter, and then everyone in the gym with their headphones, with their Beats by Dre on, are just rocking to like the most raunchy, like hardcore rap lyrics and stuff. Because I'm a big Tupac guy. I'm a big Biggie guy, like 90s era rap, and yeah, some of the lyrics, like if you had to listen to your music like in a speaker around you as opposed to like on your headphones, like everyone could hear what you're listening to, that would be super awkward for everyone.
Oh, I think that'd be so fantastic. I'm gonna start a gym that's like that.
Where you have to wear like a subwoofer on your ass?
Yeah, no, I went to Miami
yeah.
and on vacation in January and visited some gyms there, and the gyms were playing my playlist, just blasting it over the speakers. I was like, yes, I don't need my headphones here.
Yeah.
They had all my songs. How about Weatherman by Yo Gotti? Great workout song. But don't judge me for that.
I feel like you could be making things up because you're taking advantage of my age and not with itness with the children.
We're 2 years apart in age here.
Yeah, we're 2 years apart, except we're like an ocean apart in terms of like where we are in life. You're young, single professional. I am a professional, like married dude with a kid. Actually, more like 55 inside. So that's where we are.
Yeah.
Mentally, I could be your dad. Probably.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a part of me that's an old soul that feels 50.
Yep.
And there's a part of me that's like never going to graduate from 10th grade with my fur phone case.
Yep.
You know?
Now, all right, so it was your birthday last week, and what did you do? Like, this is a very like good barometer of age you're currently feeling.
For my birthday, well, I had to work, and then I actually went to a Martina McBride concert.
What?
Yeah, which I'm not a huge country person.
Yep.
There are definitely country songs that I like, but I was asked out to Martina McBride, so I went.
Wait, it was like a date?
Yeah.
What?
So.
Man, that guy knows how to charm the ladies. Like, you know your demo. Like, I don't really like country music. I got 2 tickets to Martina McBride. I got backstage passes. I only know Martina McBride in country music as the one that's not Reba.
Yeah, well, okay. I was like, yeah, she's awesome. I love her. I know 2 Martina songs.
Oh, well,
this one's for the girls, and I Hope You Dance. And he's like, oh. That's Leon Womack. And I was like, darn it.
You just told me.
I was like, okay, never mind. I'm ignorant. He's like, gosh, I thought, you're from Wisconsin. I thought you were going to be into this. Sorry.
When he should have been taking you to the Stargate concert that there was a shooting at.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sure
is that a hip hop club?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
No, I'm way into the.
Everything's so
hip-hop,
relative. Like that's like a mile and a half down the road.
Is it serious?
Everything is like everything that bad happens is near me. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but going back to you're on Team Fanny Pack, and I respect that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, man, all about the fanny pack. You know why? Because girls' leggings for the gym, they don't have any pockets, so you've got to wear a fanny pack. Where are you going to put your phone, you know?
I feel like all the females wear like leggings or yoga pants to the gym, and don't get me wrong, it's awesome. But I kind of feel bad. Like if I was a girl, I would just want to wear like baggy shorts and just like do my thing, and like everyone else can STF
oh, man. I live for leggings. I just love them. Yeah.
Well, for that we thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm way into the leggings. I told my mom that's what I wanted for Christmas and for my birthday and my friends and everything. They knew to get me leggings.
Oh.
So there you go.
Well, there you go. It's weird. I forgot my headphones once at the gym, which is like a death sentence.
That's a crisis.
But you're already there. And it reminded me, like going around like the weights area, and everyone has their headphones in, and like there wasn't ambient music in the gym that day for some reason, so it was just like silent. It reminded me of there's well, I don't think there's actual clubs, but in movies and stuff, it's like, oh, we're going to this club, and there's no music. Everyone just wears headphones and dances. It reminded me of that. Yeah.
I didn't even know there was that. That sounds like a cool concept.
Yeah, I've seen it on TV shows, and also on a show where it had like deaf people.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Or no, like that one they had like. Actually, I can't even explain it. That's a bad analogy. I'm gonna check out of that.
Making up fake news facts.
That's just what I do on the shows. Like if I get stuck in a corner, I just move on to the next subject. So I've always wondered this: is local news? How come their stand-ups always have to be live? How come they can't be pre-recorded?
They can. Sometimes they are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so scratch that one. Well, it seems like there's a lot of live stand-ups, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong technically, or maybe the timing's wrong with some of the things. I'm like, let's go to Ivory now with an update from the bank robbery. Thanks, Ivory. And now the weather. I'm like, that was live, but feels like it didn't have to be live.
Yeah, well, if it's something like a bank robbery or some breaking news that just happened, you have to go live because you just don't have time to pre-record anything and get it on the show. But a lot of news stations will pre-record just to avoid all those technical difficulties.
Yep.
But in news, you always want to have the very most late-breaking developments, and if you pre-record something, it could be outdated by the time it airs. So you wanna do it live if you can, and a live presence adds this energy and excitement, ideally, to the newscast that makes it a little more viewable.
My favorite is
when difficulties happen,
or when I always love it when at the end of the news, when the anchors are just sitting around, they have like 25 seconds to kill before they throw it to SNL. And just like, great weather enjoying out there. Yeah, you know what the best thing about good weather is? Getting outside. Oh, God, I love getting outside.
Same old cliche conversation. Yeah.
I love it because they know that they're forcing it. Like, they're just flying by the seat of their pants. I don't know. I always find it amusing.
They should talk about how they're really feeling, you're saying.
Yeah, like they should vent. It's like, all right, so my kid took a dump in the tub again. Isn't your kid 15, Mike? Yeah.
See, he's 15. But no, I think that's the problem with these newscasts is they're so fake so often. Like as far as your personality that you're expected to portray on the air, you're supposed to be a phony, rigid, perfect politician type. When you're just a real person, and I think a lot of viewers want to see the real you instead of your phony chit-chat.
Yeah.
And
here's a new thing. Like, all right, we can team up and work together on this, is that I want there to be a new law or just a general rule of thumb that after the weather, when they cut to commercial after the weather, everyone either pours a scotch or lights up a cigarette, loosens the tie, maybe kick the shoes off, and then for the last 25 seconds when they come back, they're just chilling. Just talk about whatever.
Yeah, I think that would draw viewers in more. They just want to see real life, no more phony.
Or, the anchor, he gets to crack a scotch, like, before the sports, before the weather. And so by the time it gets to him, it's like, I voted for Trump. What are you guys going to do about it? I'm a single-issue voter. My only issue is not being a pansy. We'll be back at 10.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's, that'd be more entertaining, I guess.
Also entertaining. I was doing cigarette motion, even though no one can see us and this is audio. But it helps me get in character.
There you go.
We'll go with that.
I wonder how many newscasters actually do drink before their show. Because
before?
Some,
I don't know.
Or probably not during, unless their little water bottle there has something in it. But some people Some people, I think, do that to calm their nerves.
Oh, yeah?
I had suspicions about one of the morning anchors at a prior station.
Wait, in the morning, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, did he just party all night and go straight into work?
See,
but he was a great guy. I'm not dissing him.
I think if I was a morning news person who had to get up at 10, I think I might do that. Well, is it difficult working essentially like third shift hours? Like, is it tough sleeping during the day sometimes?
It's so difficult. It's a giant struggle. And speaking of fitness,
Yep.
fitness becomes 10 times harder when you're sleeping in the day because you don't get as much sleep. And
Yep.
sometimes your body just refuses to sleep when it's light outside. And so you're always getting by on limited hours of sleep. Your brain's like half there because you're so dead tired all the time. And yeah, it's tough. You know, Fridays, a lot of times I'll crash for like 15 hours just to catch up. Yeah.
I'm sure your date's really happy about that.
Yeah, that's my life.
Because I really like Ivory, except she's got narcolepsy.
Yeah.
All right, so when's your typical sleep window? Like, do you knock off of work? What time?
By 11 a.m. usually, but it always varies, really.
Yeah, and then you're hitting the hay maybe 1?
I try to have lights out by 2 p.m. Yes.
You try to have a midnight snack at noon?
Yeah, exactly. That's my dinner.
Now, do you do anything special trying to sleep during the day? Do you have, like, blackout blinds? Do you have a eye mask or anything?
Definitely blackout blinds are major key. I don't do the mask. I can't have something smushing my eyeballs. So blackout blinds do the trick.
Now, sometimes you can't sleep. Is it the mind, or is it the phone? Is it the tablets? Is it TV?
Yeah, sometimes it always varies on what it is. Sometimes, sometimes you're tried to set up an interview in the morning when you're still at work, and your interview subject is getting back to you in the afternoon when you're trying to sleep, and your phone's blowing up. You're like, this is work. I got to take this, even though I'm supposed to be asleep. But you know, you never know what the distraction is going to be in the afternoon when you're trying to sleep. But sometimes it's just you feel wide awake because you should be awake at this time, because for the first 20-something years of your life, you've been awake at this time, and your body's like, I'm going to stick with that.
Have you ever done a newscast where you haven't slept at all?
I think I have, or I think I've definitely done several newscasts where I'm doing it on 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah.
But I may have actually pulled a complete all-nighter in the past.
It seems fun.
Just chug a lot of coffee.
What's your biggest mistake that you've made on air?
Oh, man. It's just so many mistakes. It's tough. On live TV, it's really tough.
It's all right. No one's awake at that time.
Forgive me. Yeah.
What'd she say?
Once I was trying to talk about the NAACP, and I said the NCAA. I was horrified. So, yeah.
At least they didn't flip it the other way around. Like, the or the NAACP tournament is going on. March Madness. In the field of 64. Hopefully Kentucky's going to win again in the NAACP tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I hope people knew it was an honest mistake. Yeah. Hopefully no one caught it.
Now, being a news person, being inquisitive, what's the one interview that you want? Like, one person right now that you could pick. You'd be like, I would love to chat with you.
Oh, my gosh.
DJ Khaled does not count.
I would love to interview Oprah because I want to be like her someday.
Yeah.
But why not interview the President of the United States? That would be an achievement as a journalist. That's what you always want to do. I don't know. I honestly haven't thought about that.
Man, I just love Oprah. I always love Oprah's like weight loss stories.
She keeps having new ones.
Yeah, and it was like Oprah, like when she was doing local Chicago news, sometimes she'd go to the mall, to the food court, and just like get something from every stall. I'm like, holy crap, I'm Oprah.
Is that what you do?
Or like the crazy diet. That's what I did. That's before I started to try and get serious about not dying because I have a kid now. But and then Oprah's like, oh, I'm on the potato diet. All she eats is potatoes, or she's on a ketogenic diet, or she's on the Atkins diet, and like Oprah would like rotate diets like seasonal beers at a brewery, and then she finally got it when she started exercising. I'm like, wait a minute, you hadn't been exercising the entire time?
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
She got this trainer back.
Except for lifting her checkbook.
Yeah, and it was like she finally found fitness, and it was wonderful. And then she started her network,
Yep.
and I think it was really stressful. And then it was like,
Then she became a CrossFitter, and she became a jerk.
and then it's like, oh, she's finding fitness through Weight Watchers, and we're like, wait, I thought you already found fitness.
Yeah. I really love Oprah because, at her root, she just likes talking to people. You know, when she had her talk show, that's what she did. She talked, she interviewed, and I see a lot of myself in Oprah.
Yeah, you like
not
talking
really.
with people. That's what you're doing now. Yeah.
Actually, the name of the show, Bowl, it's pretty fitting because we've been sitting here just like bowling for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love how Oprah would. She could cover any topic she wanted, and she could really go in depth to, help people during her show. And her show really evolved into helping people, and I'd love to do that someday.
And she could definitely go in depth if the topic was cheesecake. Before we close up, 2 questions. Number 1, what's your go-to dessert? Which is very important right now.
It always evolves. Just after the turn of the year in 2017, I got this big liking for Rice Krispie bars.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my latest thing, but it always varies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a weird thing where I could go months without sugar. Like, I don't really have a sweet tooth.
I envy you.
I know. But then, like, once you get a little taste, like, sugar definitely is a drug.
It is.
Once you get a little taste, like, my buddy Nick brought over cheesecake the other day, and the wife had some that I took a bite. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I ate half the damn thing.
Don't you hate that?
Except then
Gosh.
I won't touch sweets again for like 6 months. But it's very odd. Like I understand the addictive properties of sugar.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely have a sugar addiction. It's tough.
Yeah. Last up, what's your end game? Like, what's your long-term plan besides being Oprah?
Be Oprah. Be Oprah. No, it was so funny. Someone asked me something similar to that, and I was like, well, I'd love to be like Oprah someday. And they're like, so you want to work for Super Soul Sunday, like produce on the show or something? I was like, no, I want to be Oprah. I want to do everything that she's done.
Oh, you should get the Oprah haircut, like the bouffant.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
That would make me seem more mature, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They really encourage you to chop your hair.
Really?
But I'm like, yeah, because longer hair seems more useful. You don't want to be young when you're a broadcaster.
You don't see like a 70-year-old person with long hair.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Which is odd. Also, I'm not going to tangent off, but yeah, so chop the hair off, start wearing tweed jackets, and start wearing shoes that look orthopedic.
Be Oprah minus all the weight issues. But
Yeah.
I love her, man. And we all do sometimes struggle with weight, definitely, but I hope not to struggle with weight when I'm her age.
Except you seem to have nice taste in shoes, and Oprah always wore like clogs. Like if Crocs were invented when she was still on the air, I'm pretty sure Oprah would wear Crocs and not give a fudge.
Well, I remember clogs were really in back in like the Oprah show heyday. My mom was way into clogs as well.
Well, except she's a clog dancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't know that about your mom. She's very Dutch.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've really researched it.
Yeah. That's the type of prep I do on the show. All right, so what's up besides Finding Fit, the Ninja Lady tomorrow?
I don't know what I'm going to be covering yet. It's
Yep.
going to be the biggest story that develops overnight.
Yeah.
But Finding Fit airs on Wednesday with the Ninja.
Yeah.
And
so I'll go out and create some news. How about I will hit a college student with my car on the way home, which is easy to do because there's like, that's the thing that annoys me about Dinkytown is like all the stupid bicyclists who think that they own the road, but I digress. So I'll create news for you.
that's like that Nightcrawler movie. That's what the guy did. He set up all
spoiler.
his news stories. Sorry.
How dare you spoil 2-year-old movies for me? That's okay. Ivory Hecker, follow her on Twitter at Ivory Hecker, also on Instagram as well. Care 11 News. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. And Instagram is real.ivory because some phony created an @Ivory Hecker on Instagram, and it's not me, and they call themselves a reporter. There you go.
I love catfishing.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And I love Ivory. I mean, she's great at what she does. You can tell that she has fun doing it. She has a passion for it. And I'm always attracted to people who know what they love and then do it. I mean, that's it. There's nothing worse than people who are in something that they hate and they're there because of the paycheck or because they don't have any options or they're too scared to make a move. Yeah. But people who like watching fish in water, yeah, it's always great. Yeah. Also great is supporting the show through Amazon. Bullshow.co/Amazon. It take you right to the homepage. And we've been over this. All you got to do, bookmark it. Every time you shop on Amazon, use that link. We'll get some credit. We'll get a couple nickels in our pocket. And easiest way to support the show, because some of you already do, and you guys have been crushing it. I absolutely love how you guys have been just taking care of us. And it's humbling, and we love it. Again, bullshow.co/Amazon. Yeah, do that up. All right, we're out of here. We'll be back on Friday, brand new episode, 100th episode. I wonder how we'll celebrate. Probably me complaining about something stupid. iTunes, Stitcher, actually not stupid. A karmic injustice in this world. Yeah. iHeartRadio, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel and Purple for the Wins YouTube and Andy Drinks Beer on YouTube as well. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend, spread the word, add to the Jerome Home Army. Thanks to producer Allie, Jerome, Sorensen, but for Ivory Hecker, I'm Andy Carlson saying, and Young, sayonara, and bye-bye. I'll talk to you tomorrow. One hundo.
Thanks for listening to Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.